In a quiet forest nestled between tall hills and whispering streams lived a crow named Kavi. Unlike most crows, Kavi had shiny black feathers that glistened like polished coal and eyes that sparkled with curiosity. But more than his appearance, what made Kavi different was his heart. He never looked at others with envy or judgment. He simply lived. The forest was home to many birds. There was the peacock, with his magnificent tail, the nightingale, with her heavenly voice, the eagle, who soared higher than all, and the parrot, with his colorful feathers and mimicry skills. Every bird had something special, and many of them often compared themselves with others. "I wish I had feathers like the peacock," sighed a blue jay one morning. "Look at the eagle," said a pigeon, "flying so high. I'll never be like that." Even the cheerful robin sometimes looked down sadly at his small wings. But Kavi, he never sighed, he never wished, he was content. Every day, Kavi would fly over the forest, collecting shiny things and singing his own little tune. He would perch on tall trees, enjoy the wind on his feathers, and caw loudly just because it made him happy. Some birds called him strange, others thought he was just too simple to care. But Kavi smiled through it all. One day, a young dove named Mira approached Kavi. "Kavi," she asked, "aren't you ever sad that you're just a crow?" Kavi tilted his head. "What do you mean, just a crow?" "Well," Mira hesitated, "we don't have bright colors like the parrot, or a lovely voice like the nightingale. No one comes to see us dance like the peacock, or marvel at our flight like the eagle." Kavi laughed, a deep, joyful caw that echoed through the trees. "But Mira," he said kindly, "why would I need to be anyone else when I can be me?" Mira blinked. "But don't you ever compare?" "No," said Kavi. "Let me tell you a secret. When I was younger, I once watched the peacock dancing in the rain. I thought, wow, what beauty! But instead of wishing I were him, I thought, how lucky I am to witness such wonder. Since then, I've enjoyed every bird for who they are, and I've enjoyed being myself too." "But don't you want more?" Mira pressed. Kavi smiled. "Wanting more is fine, little one. But comparing what you are with what others are is like wishing the moon was the sun. They're both bright in their own time." Mira thought about this for a while. The next morning, she didn't look at the eagle and feel small. She just watched him with wonder. And when she flew with her friends, she flapped her wings happily, without shame. As the days passed, other birds noticed something about Kavi. He was always cheerful, always kind. He had no riches, no songs, no dazzling feathers, but he had peace. Birds began to ask him, "What's your secret, Kavi?" And each time he answered with a simple smile, "I don't compare. I just enjoy being who I am." One day an old owl, wise and weary, gathered the birds. "Let us crown a bird who shows us the true meaning of joy," he said. The peacock fluffed his feathers. The nightingale sang sweetly. The eagle soared high to show his strength. Then Kavi stepped forward, not to compete, but to thank everyone for their gifts. "Each of you brings something to the forest," he said. "Together, we make the world beautiful. There is no need for winners or losers, just gratitude." The forest grew silent. Even the wind seemed to pause. And then slowly, the owl nodded. "Kavi, you have taught us the secret of happiness, not to compare, but to be content and grateful. You are the richest among us." From that day, Kavi was not just a crow. He was the heart of the forest. And the birds, young and old, began to change. They still admired each other, but now with joy, not jealousy. The robin sang with pride. The blue jay flew with joy. Mira, the dove, smiled more. And every morning, Kavi cawed from his favorite branch, not to show off, not to compete, but just to be happy, because that was his secret, a simple truth hidden in his black feathers and quiet soul. Happiness isn't found in being the best, it's found in being yourself.